Hello, little learners. Welcome back to our pre-K and TK learning space. My name is Miss Lara. Can you tell me your name? Hello, welcome to day 5 of our week together. We have spent our whole week talking about culture and food. I hope that you've had good conversations with your family about some of your traditions or things that you like to do together. So we have lots more to do today to finish up our week. So let's start our morning off with a song with Miss Maria. Here we go. Good morning, good morning. It's a sunshine kind of day. Come join Miss Lara for some learning and some play while we sing a song. Of course we will. Make our brains strong, like super strong. So come along, yes, come on friends for some learning and some play. All right, Miss Maria, I'm gonna put you down. Now I have a letter here that's gonna give us clues about our mystery book. I have a feeling it's going to involve food like all the other books this week, but from where? We've already been to Canada, traveled to Syria, Pakistan, Mexico, Cuba. Wow, that's a long ways to go. I wonder where we're going today. So let's see if our doorbell rings here and we'll open up our letter. There it goes. Now, if you have something that you can read around you, make sure you use your pointer finger, which is the one right next to your thumb, and you can track with me as I read. Now, when we start to read, we start on the left, which is this side, and we slide over to the right. So we'll do our song one last time this week. This is the left, this is the right. When we read, we start at the left and slide to the right. Our letter starts, Dear Miss Lara, my name is Bilal. My name rhymes with my favorite food, dal. So you'll remember rhyming words are words that sound the same. Bilal and dal, they both say all. They sound the same. I wonder what my name would be if I rhymed with my favorite food, which is cake. Oh, I don't know. Cake, let's see. Jake? Oh, that wouldn't fit me. My story is about my friends eating dal for the first time. I hope they like it. Now, dal is a food that's Middle Eastern, and we'll get to learn more about it in our story. So we know there's going to be cooking, they're going to make dal, and there's going to be some friends around. Let's see what other clues I brought that are going to help us understand the story. So I brought a watch. Now some of you might not know what this is. Actually, I don't see many people wearing watches anymore, but you use your watch to keep time. A lot of people just use their phones. So I wonder time, if they're gonna have to wait for something to be done, perhaps. Let's put that here. And then there's a lemon. Wonder if what they're making is going to be sour. Does dal have a lemon? Then there's a pot. So I definitely know that they're cooking something. Let's figure out the next one. There's a plate here. Oh, look at how beautiful this plate is. So they're going to plate it up. And then there's an apron. So, oh, it looks like a grown-up size apron. So maybe a grown-up is going to do the cooking. We have a watch, lemon, pot, plate, and an apron. So that'll give us some clues about our story. So let's read it and find out what that's about. Da-da-da-da. Bilal cooks dal. That's our story today by Aisha Saeed. That's the author. Aisha wrote the words, and it's illustrated by Anusha Saeed. So that's the illustrator who drew the pictures. Now, if you'll notice the front cover, there's 3 children. 1, 2, 3. One is putting green things into a pot. One is holding that pot, and one is holding some salt. So I wonder if the children are going to do the cooking or the adults will. Let's read to find out. Oh, here we go. Bilal is biking outside with his friends when his father steps out of the house, says, Bilal, it's time to begin cooking dinner. His father's name is Abu. Bilal's friend asked why they would need to start cooking so early. So look around in the pictures. You can see the sky is bright outside. They're able to go outside and play. So it's pretty early in the day. This dish takes patience, Abu says. This dish takes time. It's the best meal of all, says Bilal. It's dal. What's dal like? Says the little girl. Does it taste really good? Dal is nutty and creamy and warm like soup. There are all different kinds. Come see, you can help us pick which one. They take off their shoes, they wash their hands, and Bilal grabs his favorite stool. Now notice here they have their shoes. In some cultures, you don't come into somebody's house with shoes on, and in some you do. What's it like in your family? They study the colors. There's yellow, look at all these yellows, orange and green, and of course brown. Let's see yellow, Elias says, because yellow is sunflowers, rubber ducks in the sun, and Chana dal is my favorite, Bilal says. Yum. When Abu scoops out a cup of the bright yellow dal, it clatters in the bowl. They're small like pebbles, but shaped like pancakes, and they slip through Bilal's fingers like sand. They line up the spices. Bilal breathes in the scent of turmeric, chili, cumin. Morgan sprinkles salt. Elias tries to help, but Bilal combines the spices. Abu pulls out a pot, the biggest they have. So look at his face here. They're all so excited, but he's like, no, not that spice, different one. It looks funny, Morgan frowns. It smells funny, says Elias. Do you think it's gonna taste okay? And suddenly Bilal is just a little, tiny bit worried that maybe, just maybe, his friends won't like dal after all. So look at his face. I can tell he's worried because look, he has a frown on and his eyes are to the side. Is it ready? Asked Elias. Can we taste? Asked Morgan. No, Abu explains. Dal takes time. We have to wait. The flavors mix together slowly. You kids go play and have fun while it cooks. So look at Bilal's dad. Abu has a watch and he's saying, hey, dal is going to take a while. Put your shoes on and get outside. There is some hidden fruit in this picture too, and I only just found it yesterday. I don't know if you can see it, but way down here, there's some strawberries. They run outside to play hopscotch. Elias numbers the sidewalk, and he makes it 1 through 20. Let's make it longer to 100, he says. It'll definitely be done by then. So they hop, skip, and jump to the end. Caleb and Emma join too. Let's check if it's ready. Let's go take a bite. They have to keep waiting because Bilal says, not yet. Dal takes time. We have to wait. They put on swimsuits, slip down the slide, and cannonball into Morgan's pool. Elias floats. Morgan dives. Some more neighborhood kids join them, and they all play Marco Polo. They're having so much fun. Do you know the game of Marco Polo? It's when you're in the pool and someone says, Marco! Another person says, Polo! The person saying Marco has their eyes closed and tries to find the polo person. See? Like they're playing here. Is the dal done? Asked Morgan. It's got to be ready by now. Bilal squints at the sun. It's not as high in the sky. Almost, he tells them. Dal takes time. We have to wait. They hike through the forest and skip pebbles in the stream. The sun starts to set as they watch fireflies glow. They hear Abu call out. So look, it's nighttime. The sky has changed. And they're saying, Bilal, it's almost done. They march up the cobblestone steps. They knock on the yellow door, knock, knock, knock. And as loud as they can, they ask, is it done? Come see, Abu smiles and opens the door wider. The kids rush inside. What do you think? Do you think that it's done? They've waited all the way from the morning until night. Bilal lifts up the lid. He peeks in the pot. And Abu says, ready for the final steps. They dice up the onion, chop the ginger, press garlic, squeeze lemons, and top it off with fresh cilantro. Bilal puts out the plates. Abu sets up the naan, which is a special kind of bread. The kids pull up every chair in the house. Remember, Bilal was nervous to see if his friends were going to like it. So let's read. Bilal watches his friends take a spoonful of dal. It's steamy, says Morgan. Like soup, says Elias. It tastes garlicky and salty and sweet. I like the onions. I like the lemon. And the way it's so creamy, it melts in your mouth. Dal takes time. We had to wait, but Bilal, you were right. Dal tastes great. Bilal looks at his dad and smiles. Abu winks. Tasty, isn't it? He says. Like my Ami once made. My friends and I helped her once, like you. Dal is tiny. Dal is tough, but with a little time and a lot of patience, it becomes the softest, tastiest, best thing in the whole wide world. And the best part is sharing it with friends. That's why Bilal loves dal so much. And look, if you get this book from the library, you will find a recipe at the end. Now, a recipe has a list of ingredients and directions for how to make a special dish. This one says Shana dal, and it also says, please ask a grown-up for help. So I hope that you check it out. Now, that was our last book for the week, studying food and culture, and we'll continue to do that for next week as well. But I wanted to end with a little shared writing. We can kind of review all the books we've read this week. So let's walk over to our writing place here, and we'll do some writing together. Here we go. Let me grab my pen. Food and culture. So you'll remember the very first book that we read had something spicy in it, a jalapeno. It's jalapeno bagels. And it was a story of a little boy who was from two different cultures. His father was Jewish American and his mother was Mexican American. So they loved to blend things together like in a bagel, jalapeno bagels. So food and culture, let me draw a bagel. You can draw along with me if you're at home. Draw a circle and it has a hole in the middle. And I have to add the jalapenos for spice. Maybe I'll draw one here. Let's see, a little spicy. And then I'll put it in the bagel too. Oh, there's the jalapeno bagel. So their food and culture was a mix of two things. So we're going to put mix of two. So there's an M for mix. Then I'm going to leave a space and we're going to write of. And the next one, mix of two. Mix of two. That our food and culture can be a blend of different things. Now let's see, you'll remember we also read A Song of Frutas about a Cuban-American grandfather and a little girl who just longed to visit him because he sold fruit. So let's draw, maybe we'll draw grapes this time because there was a tradition in their culture, you remember, to eat 12 grapes at New Year's. So we're going to draw some grapes and maybe a banana to represent their culture and him selling the fruit. So we know food and culture is about tradition or the things that you and your family do over and over. So let's write that really big word. Start off with t. Tradition. There we go. Let's do a couple more up here. We still have room. We also read a book about a Syrian chef. Do you remember? Her name was Salma, and she wanted to make her mom happy. So food and culture can be about making people happy. So I'm going to draw a big happy face here. When I draw a happy face, it goes up like that. Maybe a little nose, maybe some ears just to be silly. I'm going to write the word happy. Let's sound it out. A-P-E. Makes H. Happy. That's right. And our last one, do you remember? We read Layla and Saffron. And they had dinner together with their family. And around the dinner, and they made a wonderful, delicious dish of curry. So I'm going to draw the curry here. There we are. And she felt a strong sense of belonging when she made the dish with her family. So we're going to write that word, and it'll be our last one. Belong. B-E-L-O-N-G. Belong. So food and culture can bring you happiness, a sense of belonging, can be a mix or a blend of different things, and it's all about traditions. Now remember, you can write many more things or draw them at home with your family. Those are just the ones we came up with today. So let's finish up our project so we can end our week. Let me walk over there. How many steps? I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, small one, 5. I'm right, of course. So we have our different things that we're going to use to make our fruit basket. And of course, we said that this represents something. Just like a community brings people together, so does our basket. It holds everything in place and makes us really different in who we are. So here we have fruits. They represent the different diversity or the differences in our community. And we're going to make those and put them on a background. Now for our background today, you can do 2 things. You can color and you can do some watercolors. But I thought the oil pastels are a little like coloring, so I think I'm going to watercolor a background. So the first thing you have to do is come up with an idea. So for my background, I kind of want my basket or my fruit to feel like it's hanging in the sky. You know, so it's like a dream of bringing people together and feeling a sense of belonging. So I'm going to paint a blue sky up top. I have some water here and some watercolors. But again, you can go ahead and do whatever it is you'd like. Ooh, look at that. I have a little tiny paintbrush here, and I'm using it to kind of paint all the way around. Here we go. Here we are. All right. So maybe at the sky, I want to add, maybe some plants or hearts. Ooh, that would be nice to add some hearts in our background. Since we're kind of representing community and bringing people together through our food and culture. So let's see. All right. So there's some more sky. I'm going to try to fill it up a little bit more here. And dip in my paintbrush like this and go around just like that. I love painting because it is very relaxing. Do you like to paint, boys and girls? When you're in school, they should have an art area for you. Wouldn't that be fun? You get to paint and color and cut things. I always loved going to the art area when I was in school. Or maybe you have a fun art teacher like Mrs. Reedwright. She can teach you all about art. Okay, there's our sky. And maybe I'll do a little bit of hearts over here before we glue on our painting. Maybe I'll do something a little like that. Now remember, you can make your background into anything you like. This is just what I'm choosing to do. Maybe you want to draw people in your background admiring your fruit basket. All right. And draw a little more sky around my heart. Here we go. And maybe I will do a cloud. I'm going to make mine kind of like a blacker cloud up here. Oh, Oh, it turned out blue. I thought I was dipping into the black and it was a deep purple. That's okay. We can make a purple cloud. All right, here we go. And last, I'm going to just add a little something to the bottom here so when we put our fruit basket, it looks very colorful. Maybe I'll do an orange. Again, you can make your art look like whatever you'd like. Oh, my colors are tricking me. I thought that was an orange, and it's like a bright yellow. That's okay. You gotta work with what you get sometimes. Make some beautiful art out of it. And that's what I've been feeling lately. Just gotta make it work, and it turns into something more beautiful than you thought. Okay, here we go. Now you might want to spend a bit more time, using your colors to really think through what your design should look like, your composition. I'm going to kind of rush ahead. I hope this is orange. You guys see, I'm dipping in the orange. Ah, it is, yay. I'm just gonna paint a little orange here on the edges, and then I'll move on to the next thing we're gonna do. Let's see. I'm hoping that we get to sing our alphabet song today. Miss Laura has to remember all the words. Okay, here's the part. You might want to fill it all up. And because of time, I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down right now, but you might want to wait until it dries. So I didn't get to all of it, but I do know that my fruit in my basket is going to be right in the middle, so it's going to cover up a lot of it. So let's get to that. I have to decide where I want it. I think right here, right there. Okay, then grab my glue and put it down. Now this would be a wonderful project to put in your refrigerator, and you can talk to your family about all the wonderful things you learned about different cultures this week and how the fruit basket is a symbol of that, because we have a lot of things in common, but we are all still our own kind of people and differences, just like the fruit here. All right, let's see. I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, let's glue it down. All right. Now I'm hoping for next week when we cover more cultures that I'm able to kind of cover the one that represents you. But just know that if I don't get to your culture, you can always write in and tell me. And please, if I mispronounce or misrepresent anything, have your mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, aunt, and uncle tell me, because I really want to learn all about the things that make us different. Okay, so here is what I ended up with. What do you think? I still need to kind of fill in some blanks here, huh? Let me do that very quickly before we move on. So that's the beauty of it, is you can kind of fill in the blanks and fill in some more blues and greens. What a week, boys and girls. Where I live, it's very smoky, so that's making a lot of people feel like they're sick and tired. It makes me so sad. A painting project like this would be so much fun to do with your family. I feel like everyone could use a little cheering up lately. All right, here we go. My final piece. What do you think? I think it's pretty cool. I can't wait to see yours. All right, looks like we're coming to an end of our time together. We might have just enough time to get through our ABC song, but the short one, not the long one. I know my friend, he loves the long one. Miss Gina, she helps us with the camera. Thank you so much for that. So here are our letters. Let's go. A, B, see you later, D, E, F, G, I'm gonna miss ya, H, I have to go now, J, K, bye-bye now, L, M, N, O, I had a good time, P, Q, R, you gonna miss me, S, T, you are my best friend, V, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, That means I'll see you next week where we're going to continue talking about food and culture. We're going to cover a book about Pansett. We're going to cover a book about Native American culture. It should be a lot of fun. Now be safe this weekend, boys and girls. It's a long one. We'll have a wonderful time. Miss Lara sends you a big squeeze and a big smooch. It reminds you to read, play, and to use your imagination every day. Goodbye, boys and girls. See you next time.